Hi everybody, welcome to Barre with Mary. Today we have a deep core and pelvic floor activation class. So this class is going to look a little different, a little slower paced, a lot more talking. So if you're looking to just move and sweat, I will link a few classes below that will get you going more in that direction. If you are looking for a little bit slower pace, focusing on how and why you activate, this is the class for you. So this is an amazing class if you are pregnant, if you are recently postpartum, if you're recovering from an injury, if you have low back issues or hip issues. This is a great class to kind of check in with your body and really check in with your alignment. For equipment, we're gonna use a Pilates ball. If you don't have a Pilates ball, no worries. You can grab a beach towel and you can roll it up so it's about the thickness of a Pilates ball, and that will work just fine. Once you've got all your equipment, give yourself a little space and let's get started. Side and just come to a comfortable seated position. We're going to talk for just a minute before we start moving, just so that we're all on the same page. Okay, so we're going to think about 3 things today as we really talk about our deep core. First thing I want you to think about is your rib cage. So bring your hands to your ribs here, just sitting comfortably. Take an inhale, and as you do that, expand out into your palms. On your exhale, don't do anything except hugging the ribs in towards each other. So as you inhale, hands press away from each other as rib cage expands. And as you exhale, hands come back together as your rib cage knits in. One more time like that, just focusing on the ribs. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, that's layer 1. Anytime we talk about rib cage engagement, rib cage flare, that is what we're referring to, okay? So you want to keep the ribs knitting in and softening down so we're not arching into the back. Slide your hands down to your hip bones, this bony point of your pelvis that sticks out in the front. I like to take my thumbs and kind of hook them on the inside here. Let's talk a little bit about low abdominals, okay? So on your exhale now, I want you to imagine trying to pull your thumbs closer towards each other by hugging the abdominals back and in. Ready? Let's take a breath in. Just focus on your hip bones. Exhale, pull the hips towards each other. Feel how that low belly band pulls back. That's what we want. 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale, try to pull your thumbs towards one another. 1 more time. Exhale. Let that go. Beautiful. So that is transverse abdominis activation, okay? So that bottommost layer of your abdominals that wraps 360 degrees around you, that is really the heart and soul of your core. We want to find that activation. Let's put those 2 things together, okay? Ribs and hip bones. Put your hands wherever you felt more engaged. Inhale. As you exhale, ribs knit in and down, hips hug towards each other. Do it again. As you exhale, find that activation and notice if you're squeezing your glutes. Try not to squeeze your glutes. Glutes aren't going to help you here, okay? Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Okay. Shake that out. We're going to add 1 more layer, but I'm actually going to put you in an all fours position to feel it, okay? So our last layer is going to be the addition of the pelvic floor. So grab your ball and come to an all fours position. Hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips, and the ball is going to come in between your inner thighs. All right, same thing we were just doing with the ribs expanding and contracting and with the hip bones hugging towards each other. But we're going to layer 1 other thing. When you exhale, I want you to take a gentle squeeze on your ball, and I want you to imagine your pelvic floor is like an elevator lifting up to the belly button, okay? Let's all do it together. All fours position, neutral spine, so make sure we're not tucking and rounding or arching here. Yeah, if you need to do this in front of a mirror, that might be helpful, finding that neutral spine alignment. Big inhale. Exhale, ribs in, hip bones in, gentle squeeze on the ball so everything is hugging towards your belly button. Inhale, release that. Exhale, re-engage ribs, hips, pelvic floor. 1 more time, just like that. Exhale. Sit back on your heels. Let it all go for a moment. Shake it out. Okay. Those are the 3 layers I want us to really focus on today, okay? So ribs, hips, pelvic floor. If you had a hard time feeling that, it's hard. It's hard to feel it. So please feel free to go back to either an all fours position, a seated position, or you could also try laying down on your back and feeling it in that position. If you're ready to move forward in this class, come back to an all fours position with me and tuck your toes under. We're gonna get into a little bit more movement now. Tucking the toes under, take a big inhale, and remember, you're just lengthening on that inhale, rib cage is expanding. On your exhale, ribs knit in, hip bones hug in, you squeeze the ball, and we're gonna hover our knees to a bear plank position, just an inch or so off the mat, really asking more work out of our abdominals. On your inhale, soften the squeeze on the ball, tap your knees down, lengthen the spine, rib cage expands. Exhale, all of those things happen at once. Ribs in, hips in, ball squeeze, pelvic floor lift, knees hover. Keep going like that. You inhale to tap, and you exhale to hover. Inhale, you tap the knees. Exhale, you hover them. So as we find this movement, or maybe you're not moving, maybe you're still in stillness, just really focusing on the activation of the core first and foremost. So ribs are knitting in, hip bones are hugging in, pelvic floor is drawing up, and we're doing all of that without squeezing our glutes, without arching into the back, without collapsing in the shoulders, right? It's that wrapping sensation, 360 degrees all the way around our midsection, hugging in towards the belly button, and then lengthening away. 2 more big breaths. Last one. If you're coming to a bear plank, I'm gonna ask you to hold your bear plank for 3 breaths. Here we go. Bear plank, exhale. Hold right here. Inhale, soften the squeeze on the ball. Exhale, re-engage. 2 more like that. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Tap the knees down. Untuck the toes. Find a puppy dog pose. Letting all of that go. Just letting the forehead melt down to the mat. Letting your heart melt down and reaching your sitting bones up. Big breath in here. And a big breath out. One more time. Lock yourself up. Swing your legs around in front of you. We're going to come into a seated position. Bring your ball with you. Okay. Moving on. Making this a little bit more challenging if you're ready for it. Ball is still going to be in between your inner thighs. We're going to come to a seated position here, making sure that we can stack our shoulders over our hips. If you are really tight in the hamstrings, this may not work for you, in which case take the ball to the side and just sit cross-legged. That's absolutely fine. I'm pretty flexible in my hamstrings, so this is not a challenge for me, so don't worry about it if it is for you. We're gonna sit really tall here, okay? So think about, first and foremost, stacking ears over shoulders, shoulders over ribs, ribs are over the hips, balls between the inner thighs, slight bend in the knees. Take your fingertips and press them down into the mat, just about in line with the ball here, okay? So fingertips press down, we roll the shoulders away from the ears, and we lengthen up through the crown of the head. Going back to where we just were, big inhale, soften. On your exhale, ribs in, hip bone in, pelvic floor draws up, we squeeze in on the ball. Keep going like that. Inhale. Exhale. Now this is a great place to stay. If you feel engaged, if you feel fired up, stay right here. If you are ready to layer on a little bit more, on your next exhale, you're gonna press down into your fingertips, you're gonna squeeze the ball, and you're gonna float your left leg up just an inch off the mat and lower it down. Inhale. Switch. On your exhale, squeeze the ball, abdominals back, right leg floats up. Inhale down. Keep going like that. Exhale, fingertips down, left leg lift. Left leg lower. Next exhale, right leg lift. Right leg lower. So every time you march up, you're hugging the abdominals back first and foremost. So really think about how you can fire up the hip bones hugging in towards each other, the low belly pulling back, the ribs wrapping in, and you are absolutely able to support yourself by pressing your fingertips down into the mat here, okay? The lift of your leg is teeny, teeny, tiny. Just focusing on how we can use our abdominal strength in order to really strengthen and lengthen our spine and hover the leg just a hair off the ground. 3 more times. 2 more. Last one. Hold it there. Inhale. Exhale, just squeeze in on the ball. No lift of the legs. Inhale, soften. Exhale, squeeze. 1 more like that. Inhale. Exhale, heels are down. You squeeze the ball. Now this next time, inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, squeeze the ball. Maybe you can float both legs up. Inhale, tap them down. Exhale, fingertips down, squeeze the ball, hover the legs. Inhale, tap. 2 more like that. And even if you can't lift the legs, just imagine what it would take, that energy. Last time, exhale. Inhale, lower, beautiful. Take the ball out. Cross at the legs and just take a moment here. Hands at the front of the shins and just take a little moment, cat-cow. One more time. Okay, coming back to neutral. Last thing, kind of layering on every time, right? Take the ball one more time. Take the legs back to where you were, but this time instead of the ball between your thighs, I want you to bring it like a little bunny tail back behind you here, okay? And we're gonna hinge back, pressing into the ball, maintaining neutral. So same alignment, ears are stacked over shoulders, shoulders over ribs, ribs over hips. We're just leaning it back, so we activate the abdominals here. Reach the arms forward, and then I want you to push back into the ball and pause. Again, back to where we started, right? Inhale, expand the rib cage. Exhale, ribs in, hip bones in, pelvic floor lifts towards the belly button. Inhale, release all of that, lengthen and soften. Exhale, re-engage. Staying right here is a great place to be. If you're ready for more, inhale. Exhale, re-engage, and lift your left arm up overhead. Inhale, lower. Switch, exhale, right arm overhead. Inhale, lower, keep going like that, switching arm to arm. Now as you lift one arm at a time, first feel the abdominal activation, yeah? So think first about how we wrap hip bone to hip bone, ribs in and down, pelvic floor lifts, and then you add the weight of your arm lifting overhead. The ball is there to support you. So we're not making this all hip flexor work, right? We did a little bit of hip flexor work in that last exercise when we were floating the leg up. Absolutely, hip flexors were working. But now we are able to kind of soften the hip flexors and really focus on the abdominals here. 4 more times. 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. Arms are reaching forward, hold it there. Take an inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, I want you to feel the abdominal engagement first, then take your left arm, open it to the left, and twist towards me. On your inhale, come back to center. Exhale, switch, right arm opens, you twist towards the right. Inhale, back to center, just like that, side to side with your breath. Not worrying about how many reps you get in, focusing much more on how we connect our breath to our movement here, okay? So as you twist to the left, right hip is pulling back. We're not letting the hips twist from side to side. As you twist to the right, left hip is pulling back. So layering on a little bit of twisting here, a little bit of oblique work. Absolutely, your obliques, very much part of your core, right? They would allow you to twist, to rotate. 4 more times. 3 more. 2 more. Last time. Now twist to the left, hold it, and just breathe. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Inhale through to center. Exhale to the right, hold it. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, breathe it in. And out. Inhale through to center. Keep the arms where they are. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And on your exhale, just press back into the ball. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press back. Inhale, lift. So thinking about all that work you've layered on today, this is the finishing touch, okay? We just have this and a final hold. Really thinking about all of those layers every time you exhale. I know it's a lot to think about, but I promise over time, it'll become more habitual, okay? And this is such a great thing you're doing for your body, really setting yourself up with the knowledge, with the information, with the practice to be more effective in your faster workouts. 4 more times. 3 more. Last 2. Last one, I want you to press back in the ball and I want you to hold it. Now here's the option. You can stay right here, or on your exhale, you can float your arms up towards the ceiling, giving a little bit more weight to your abdominals. Hold and breathe. Inhale. Exhale. One more big breath. That's the end of class. Inhale. Press into the ball as you exhale. Come all the way up to seated. Awesome job. Grab the ball out. Get the ball out of your way and just lay back on your back, hugging your knees into your chest. Amazing work. Letting yourself rock gently from side to side. Releasing the neck if it got any tension, the low back. And then take your arms out into a cactus. We'll let the knees fall to the left. Nice gentle twist here. Please feel free to take any variation with the legs that feels good for you. Let's just take 3 big breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times. Last one. Inhale your knees through center. Exhale, let them fall to the right. Anchoring down to the left shoulder. Again, any variation with the legs that feels right in your body. 3 big breaths. Last one. Inhale through to center. Find your way up to a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you today. Inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale, let it go. And that is your class for today. Amazing work. Something a little bit different, a little bit more heady, maybe a little bit more tedious, definitely a little bit more tedious, but such amazing, effective work, and I'm so happy you made it here today. If you're looking for more classes like this, or if you're looking for a class that would pair really well with this one, I will link a few below now that your deep core is really active and awake. Some classes I think would be a great follow-up to this. If you're done for the day, I'm so happy you were with me for even these 20 minutes. I'm very proud of you, and I'm proud of myself. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. I'll be back next week with a brand new Barre with Mary class, so make sure you subscribe, like, comment, tell me what you think of this class. I love hearing what you think of classes that are a little bit different. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day.